JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, Met Service on alert for a possible weather system. The Met Service of Jamaica is closely monitoring the region amid projections that a weather system could develop sometime next week, which could affect Jamaica. Meteorologist Javed Hudson said earlier today there is no system. He also said it is too early to indicate whether a system will actually develop as projected by various models. However, Hudson said if the system develops and moves into the region of Jamaica, that would be around next week, Thursday or Friday. The models seem to be saying that it is likely, but that is almost a week out, the meteorologist said. Despite this, Hudson said people should be prepared. Every hurricane season, we tell people to be on the alert and be prepared. It is better to be prepared and nothing happens than to be ill-prepared and something happens, he said. Manchester men charged over gun-related incidents. The Manchester police arrested and charged 2 men with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition and assault at common law in relation to separate incidents. Charged are 41-year-old Marlon Bent, otherwise called 50, of Nemperl District, Manchester, and 54-year-old Michael Smith of Cedar Grove, also in Manchester. The first incident occurred on Tuesday in Farm District in the parish. According to reports, about 7:30 p.m., the complainant was at a bar when Bent allegedly entered, pulled a firearm from his waistband, pointed it at the complainant, uttered some words, and then left in a motor car. A report was made to the police, and Bent was pointed out to them. He was arrested and subsequently charged. Hours late on Wednesday, October 14, in Cedar Grove District in the parish, a dispute developed between Smith and a woman. Smith reportedly used an object to damage her property, after which he allegedly left the scene and later returned with a firearm and pointed it at the woman, who ran out of fear for her life. She escaped unharmed and reported the incident to the police. Smith was later pointed out to investigators and was arrested and charged. The court dates for both men are being finalized. Elderly man charged with shop breaking and larceny. 68-year-old Clive Hamilton has been charged with shop breaking and larceny. Hamilton, who is of no fixed address, was charged on Tuesday by the Kingston Central Police following an incident on Ocean Boulevard. It is reported that about 6:30 p.m., the complainant securely locked his business and left for home. Sometime after, he received information that his store was broken into. Upon his arrival at his store, he saw that a man was locked inside and summoned the police. The man was arrested. St. Andrew man charged in connection with a gun attack at shop. The police have laid charges against a man in connection with a gun attack at a shop along Payne Avenue, Kingston 11. 25-year-old Anthony Richards, otherwise called Dabby of Kirk Avenue, Havendale, St. Andrew, has been charged with wounding with intent and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. The charges stem from an incident on Friday, June 5. The police report that about 9:40 p.m., the 2 complainants were among a group of persons at a shop in the area purchasing food when a white motor car drove up and armed men aboard opened gunfire at the crowd. It was later discovered that the complainants were shot in the leg. Subsequent investigations identified Richards as a suspect. He was later arrested and charged after being interviewed. His court date is to be finalized. RGD provides burial order to Frederick Toots Hibbert's family. The Registrar's General Department, RGD, today provided a copy of the burial order to the family of reggae icon Frederick Toots Hibbert. Hibbert's body could not be interred in the Dovecote Memorial Park in Spanish Town, St. Catherine yesterday as planned because his relatives were unable to find the burial order. The singer's body was returned to Perry's Funeral Home in Spanish Town, where the Thanksgiving service was held earlier in the day. RGD said a copy was provided to Hibbert's widow earlier today. The agency noted that the move was made possible through its recently launched electronic burial order system. The system allows family members of a person who died in hospital to obtain multiple copies of the burial order. Med students donate equipment valued $2.9 million to Black River Hospital. The Black River Hospital in St. Elizabeth recently received a donation of medical equipment valued at $2.9 million from the Faculty of Medical Sciences, University of the West Indies, Mona, medical class of 2019. According to a statement from Southern Regional Health Authority, the donation included a defibrillator, 2 transport stretchers, a plaster saw, a diagnostic set, 3 forceps, and a digital pediatric scale. Senior Medical Officer at BRH, Dr. Sheriff Imuru, said the Type C facility serves thousands of persons in St. Elizabeth and will benefit greatly from the equipment, which will boost the hospital's services. The machines may look small in our eyes, but the utility is very important. We will ensure that we take great care of the equipment and show our appreciation. Thank you from the bottom of our heart, Dr. Imuru said. According to SRH, the donation was made possible from proceeds of the faculty's annual benefit play Smoker, a theatre production entirely written, directed and produced by the medical class of 2019 and focused on not only supporting the Jamaica health sector, but also instilling the importance of volunteerism in future medical professionals. The graduating class members noted their gratitude in being able to assist the hospital in better managing its patients. Chang concerned but not surprised drug dealers able to corrupt soldiers. Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang has accepted that powerful and rich drug dealers could have corrupted members of the Jamaica Defence Force JDF who were involved in a major drug bust in Gutters, St. Elizabeth on Wednesday. Responding to questions at a media briefing yesterday, Chang pointed out that the trafficking in illegal drugs is a big money business and admitted that the major players would seek to corrupt anyone to have their way. While it is of concern, because there's a view out there that the JDF is pristine compared to the police, I think what happened in St. Elizabeth, I am not entirely surprised because I think the organizers, the big purveyors of drugs, are going to make every attempt to impugn the character of the security forces, he said. They would go out of their way to engage somebody in the JDF and the Jamaica Defence Force of 8,000 men and women. They are from the society we are in. All recruits are vetted, and there's continuous monitoring and training, but with the kind of money involved in drugs, if they pursue it aggressively, I am sure they'll find somebody to break ranks, and this is what happened in St. Elizabeth, added Chang. The National Security Minister said the JDF and the police will do the required investigation and deal with the situation. But the big drug dealers are going to make every attempt to corrupt the entire legal system in Jamaica, and they have the money to do it. What we have to do is to take steps to prevent it and mitigate the damage, argued Chang. He pointed out that in the past year, the local security forces, using increased intelligence, have made a major dent in the drugs trade with an extremely high rate of seizure of narcotics. In fact, we have nowhere to store them at this time, and what we noticed is that there's a significant fight back by the criminals. It is quite unusual, and it means that they are hurting by the volume of seizures taking place, said Chang, as he pointed to the recent fatal shooting of 21-year-old JDF Private Renil King during a drug bust in Clarendon and attacks on members of the police force by suspected drug dealers. In what police sources are describing as something resembling a scene from a movie, at about 9:30 p.m. Tuesday, members of the Police Narcotics Division and other cops attempted to intercept a JDF vehicle and ordered the driver to stop. However, the occupants of the vehicle opened fire at the cops and a chase ensued. Following the firefight, the vehicle was intercepted and it was confirmed that the 2 occupants were members of the JDF. They were arrested and ganja weighing between 1,500 and 2,000 pounds was seized. Other members of the JDF are also being questioned in connection with the seizure. 2 more COVID-19 deaths, 65 new cases. Jamaica on Thursday recorded 2 more COVID-19 deaths, pushing the tally to 162. The deceased are a 61-year-old male from St. Anne and a 73-year-old male from St. Mary. 1 other death is under investigation, pushing that figure to 23. Meanwhile, there were 65 new cases, with ages ranging from 2 to 80 years, pushing the total to 8,132, with 4,209 being active. Of the new cases, 29 are males and 35 are females, and 1 is under investigation. In the meantime, there were 172 more recoveries, pushing the total to 3,653. Some 190 persons are in hospital, with 48 being moderately ill and 16 critically ill. 2 persons are in government quarantine, while 23,438 are at home. Major road projects, but no major drainage work, says Hunter. National Works Agency, NWA, is blaming Jamaica's decades-old drainage problem for flooding and subsequent damage to roadways across the island after heavy rainfall. NWA Executive Director E.G. Hunter said that a master drainage study was commissioned years ago for the entire country, and stakeholders were now considering how to go about implementing a fix. It identified that the drain cleaning across the island would cost US $1 billion, so that plan exists. When anyone talks about where's the plan, there is a plan. But how do we implement that plan, and what's the rate of implementation, he said yesterday. Several roads across the island have been damaged by recent rainfall, with Maxfield Avenue, one of the newly rehabilitated thoroughfares, becoming the latest in the corporate area to be damaged by water. Hunter said, however, that there has to be periodic improvement in the capacity of the drainage system. We have done drainage work in some of the major projects that have been done, but still, there's a lot of drainage work that remains to be done. There have been major road projects, but there have not been major drainage works, the NWA boss said. He said the agency is on record saying that a drain cleaning experiment is to take place within the lower Maxfield Avenue and Tinsipen areas, and that by month end, a presentation should take place. He said that the agency is working through the infrastructural issues in a methodical way and understands that people would like to see changes immediately. You don't replace major infrastructure overnight. We're talking about major expenditure, and that requires significant and intelligent analysis and study before we go to implementation, Hunter said. He said that some of the road issues were not caused by rainfall, but by damaged National Water Commission NWC pipes. That has nothing to do with the rain. NWC pipes broke. Anywhere you have a pipe that breaks, the water takes out anything else around it, he said, referring to Monday's damage on Arthurwind Drive and Wednesday's debacle on Washington Boulevard, both in St. Andrew. Hunter said that the damage just happened to have occurred during rainfall. Of course, there's an impact on the physical infrastructure as a consequence of the rain, he admitted. However, that manifests itself in landslides, which cause roadblocks, intermediate flooding of a number of waterways, and manifesting great inconvenience to the traveling public. No one is denying that. A section of Olympic Way in St. Andrew also collapsed on Wednesday. Thoroughfares such as Marcus Garvey Drive, Chelsea Avenue, and Mollines Road caused major headaches for motorists and pedestrians after heavy rainfall. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.